Now, obviously, your claim to fame is being a comedian. You know, that's how we met. That's how most of the people that'll probably be watching or like new to my show will know you. But you know, when did you start your comedy career in terms of like from the Navy and like going on? I mean, were you a comedian or doing open mics in the Navy or how?
No. So when I got out of the Navy, I went into radio. I was originally going to do sports radio, but then I started doing political radio.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. I was at the time, I would say if I had to, I don't adhere to any party, but now I'm sort of a pseudo anarchist after the whole pandemic. But I was sort of like a libertarian type. I actually worked for Dan Patrick, the lieutenant governor of Texas, that's like banning weed and all that
Really?
stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, I might be the only person that worked with Dan Patrick and Kevin Hart. I'm pretty sure. So
That's funny, though.
yeah.
Did
Oh well,
Go
long story
ahead.
short, I got laid off from the radio job, and then I started comedy in 2011. Yeah.
Okay. Now, with getting laid off from the radio, I mean, what motivated you to go into comedy from that? Did you just need to talk? Like, did you just
Yeah,
feel the need to talk
so
more?
I had my own show. So I was doing my own show every Saturday.
Okay.
And I was looking for work and everything, and I was just trying to find a creative outlet. I had always wanted to try stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And I was good at radio. The reason I got laid off is because we had two stations, and then one got sold, so we had to like get rid of some folks. So it was like no hard feelings, but I decided I didn't want to get back into radio. I wanted to try something else, and tried stand-up comedy, and it went really well. And then I was actually going to get back into the Navy, so this was in April I started.
What year?
And of 2011.
Oh, okay.
I had already graduated, so I had my degree, and I was actually in talks with some recruiters trying to get back into the Navy as an officer.
Okay.
And I told myself if I made any money in comedy before that happened, then I would. And I did. I made a little bit of money in comedy, and so I just stuck with comedy, and so it's going pretty well. I like
No,
it.
of course. Yeah. How was the? Because I imagine going from politics or political radio. I mean, obviously you're very serious. You're not really there to entertain a crowd, but then you're having to go into a much more diverse group being comedy. How was that transition?
Well, I say politics. I did a lot of jokes about it.
Okay.
That's one reason why I took to comedy faster than some people that do start at open mic level, because I already knew how to write a joke and stuff like that. I knew how to research different websites to find stuff you could talk about.
Yeah.
I will say though, my first open mic, I did a political joke and only half the crowd laughed. So I decided at that point I'm not going to do any political humor. I really don't do any political humor. I do a little Trump impersonation right now for this one joke, but it's not, whatever. Trump's a cartoon character, so it's
Yeah.
kind of easy. It's such an easy impersonation too. You just
Yeah, you can only be like,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
the body language anyone can
pretty
do.
much, yeah. So
Tim's the greatest comedian I've ever seen. He's a great negotiator, by the way.
yeah, but no, it's So I try to just I do mostly jokes, self-deprecation,
Mhm.
just normal stuff. So I stay away from politics on the stage. Really, I don't.
Oh yeah. Now, like being in Albuquerque, because you correct me if I'm wrong, but you got your start in Houston.
Yes.
So Albuquerque, from what I've gathered, it's much more like the comedy scene. It's small town, very liberal, a little that way, and it's good and different in its own ways. But how is the Houston comedy scene compared to here?
So when I started, Houston comedy scene was crazy because we only had one club at the time. So it's the third or fourth largest city, whichever. I think fourth right now. So that was crazy. We only have two now that are full time. So you really have to be good, especially back then in Houston, to get any kind of stage time.
Yeah.
But it's like any scene. There's cliques, and you have beef with people and stuff like that. But as far as scenes, I really like the Albuquerque scene. I love the fact that almost every open mic has sign up at 7 p.m. and starts at 8. Like, you don't have to think, well, when do I show up for this one? Is this one an email sign in? Is this, No, pretty much everyone is show up, go up. If you get there early, you get to go up early.
That's an aspect I forgot about. I realize that all the time's pretty much it's so convenient to do that.
Yeah, it's really good. It's so much different than, like, for example, when I was in LA, you've got the Hollywood Improv open mic, for example, which is one of the worst run open mics on the planet. 60 comics show up for time. You get 3 minutes. Probably they only do it for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So as you can imagine, only about 20 people go up, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, like many scenes, they rig the bucket. So bucket systems are almost always rigged.
Yeah.
So I like it much better, the whole sign up, go up thing, stuff like that. So yeah.
So how long were you, because I know you went from Houston to LA and then Albuquerque. Do I have that time? So how long were you in Houston before you went to LA?
So I was in Houston from, like I said, I started in April of 11. And then in March of 2016, I got picked to be on Heart of the City, HART of the City. It's Kevin Hart's thing for Comedy Central. And we filmed that in May, and then it aired in October. And then I moved to...
Wait, can I backtrack real quick? So wait, was that like a special or a show? I don't know.
It's a show. So what they did was they went to, I think, 8 different cities. It was 8 episodes the first season. It ran for 3 seasons. Yeah. And they would pick comics that had no TV appearances. Mm-hmm. So in our case, we had myself, a guy named Alfred Kanga, who is actually from Dallas, but he's good people. Ken Boyd, very funny, and Crystal Powell was the 4th one. So yeah, we filmed it in Cafe 4212, little jazz cafe in Houston, and it was really nice.
And is this on like YouTube and TV?
It's on Hulu, yeah. It's still on Hulu, unless, who knows with the changing of the licenses that they do on streaming. But last time I checked, it's Heart of the City, HART.
Yes, go watch and give Tim Mathis a follow, by the way.
The second episode is the Houston episode, so that's the one I'm on. Yeah.
I'm keeping a mental note of that because I want to see what you look like younger.
Oh,
and see
yeah,
your comedy then.
Much fatter. Like, if you think I'm fat right now, I was huge in that. I think I was like 235 pounds in that one, and I'm like 200 right now. So
I mean, that's not too bad.
It was bad. It was bad, but